It's about 6:30. Sun's just starting to peek up. It's light out. Just barely starting to show some signs of fall. That's on one of the weaker branches on one of them poplars, quaking aspens or whatever. There's a couple other leaves starting to turn. Kind of a bummer. I'll be on a mountain full of bald sticks pretty soon. Too soon. I just love the green. Oh well. Anyhow, what I was talking about before, that the transmission might be too far back for where I want to move the rear end up. Rear end has to come up, I believe it was 55 inches, maybe 55 and a half. And presently, between the rear end, well, the yoke where the drive shaft attaches, and right here, there's 51 and a half. So I was kind of bummed, but maybe that's a blessing in disguise, because I did a lot of work and revamped my adapter, and you gotta admit that is a whole lot cleaner looking than having all that telescoping shaft and bullshit on there and all kinds of other crap. And I believe I opened up better than a foot on there, which that'll give me room for at least a 6-inch drive shaft. I'm gonna have to angle the hell out of this transmission, but it's gonna work out in the end. Only thing is, when I put this back together, there's a little cap that goes down in the center of this, and I forgot to press that sucker in. I don't know if it would really matter terribly much, but I want it there because I want to be able to fill this whole thing full of grease. At least keep it from rusting, and hopefully tighten it up just a hair. But that looks a hell of a lot better with that shorter shaft on there. I mean, that whole assembly I had on there, I wasn't really happy with it. Looked like a mess. And you might be able to hear there is a little bit of slop in there. I don't know if the grease will tighten that up much, but at least it'll give it a little bit of lubrication and keep it from rusting. Hopefully make it last a little longer. Like I said, this is just a stupid project that I don't have a terrible amount of use for. It's just something that I got to do. So let's get to taking this shaft apart. Alright, little sidetracking before I get to taking this joint apart. I wanted to show how I put this together, just go over it a little bit. First thing I had to do was get, this is part of the telescoping thing, you know, and here's the other part of it. I managed to gouge most of that out because I can't get my parting tool to work too damn good. I mean, it does to an extent, and if you have to use it, you can, but for me, it's just easier to just gouge the hell out of it and go in there with a hacksaw. But anyhow, once I got that cut off, I took and put my 4-jaw chuck in the lathe. Well, I also of course got this cut off, and this turned hard, but it cut nice because I have the cutters that you grind yourself, and I'm actually pretty good at doing that. Anyhow, I chucked this up in the 4-jaw, and it's got a nice little center hole there already, and I got that real good dead on, and I slid this piece down over there, right? And for some reason there was, I don't know, crud or whatever in there, but I had to hammer this piece onto there, and I was able to just face this off real nice. Then I took my clutch hub couldn't really face that off. It's just, well, whatever. But after I was done truing that, I made a piece here. You see that fits in the, yeah, that's a good slip fit into there. Now if it would come out right. So that's a good slip. This end is a good slip fit into here, and this smaller end was a good slip fit into there. So I had to sort of bang on it with a hammer to get it out. But that sat in there something like that, you know, so it would keep these two pieces in line with each other. You know what I mean? I hope so. And then I just welded the hell out of it. It's either forged or cast steel, so I'm not sure what that's going to do to it, but I believe it'll hold up. And then I also got rid of about 4 or 5 inches of shaft on here, shortened this and spliced it back together again. And most of the welding is pretty good. Some of it's kind of eh. But again, not worry about aesthetics. It'll stick. So, I hope you got all that. So let's get to this. You might have seen these come apart. You might not have. But on this particular one, on the inside, right in here, right there, there's a little snap ring that you got to push off before you even try to move it, or you'll just break something. Some of them have it on the outside. Some of them have it on the inside. And this one, the rings actually came off. Yeah, there goes the one. Now it's going. There she is. Come on, there it is. See? Little snap ring. It doesn't quite go all the way around, but it's just enough to hold the universal joint from shifting side to side. Okay, so that one's out. Flip it over, look for the end of the ring. On the ones that the ring is on the outside, they're a little easier to work at, but these ain't too bad either. I did get, yeah, okay, yeah, she's coming. Yeah, now you can see that cap's coming out of there pretty significantly. So what I'm going to do, so this cap don't go flying off, I'm going to take a couple pieces of metal that are going to be of equal dimension. And what I got for that particular purpose are Gigantor friggin' cutting bits. Never going to use them for anything else. I mean, I have actually managed to find uses for them as far as cutting, but they're really awkward and I hardly ever use them, and doing this doesn't hurt them anyhow. But I'll take these guys and stick them under there to give me some more clearance to drive that down. And I know you can't exactly see it, but you'll see the results, and it'll keep that cap from flying and losing all the needle bearings in there. Okay, now see, that's what I didn't want to happen on the vise. And be careful with them. There's a whole bunch of needle bearings in there. Now we're going to drive it back down and push this other cap out that's how it worked for me yesterday anyhow. If you know a better way to do it, you do it that way, and feel free to leave me a comment on how you do it. And she's out, and I got all the little needle bearings. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do for my next trick, which way am I going here? Let me think. Wait for it. Alright, well, first things first, you get this guy back in there like that. It's almost like one of them blacksmith puzzle type of things, huh? And you take one cap. Another reason you want these greased up real good is so those needle bearings will stick in there. You ever take one of these apart, you'll see what I mean. If you ever took one apart, you know what I mean. And we'll set it back up on these little bars I got. This time it isn't so damn critical how I line them up. Just there is, that one is started in there, so I want to get this one going too. And they will just go into the hole for you and start on the ends of the U-joint. And what you do after that, drive her over just a hair. So you can take one of your snap rings and get it in there. You don't want these suckers drifting, you know. Ow! Yeah, watch out for that. Now both ends are in the groove, so she ought to go in there. Ouch! There it goes. Okay, and we are reassembled. And how long did that take? 14 minutes. Holy shit, this is going to take a year to upload. Well, anyhow, there you go. And we can pump that full of grease, and hopefully that'll run for a little while. But yeah, that's project complete. So have a nice day. Thanks for watching all this crap.